My phone fell out of the holder. All right, I'm back on. I'm so sorry. So what I was saying is that my brother's doctor's appointment was this morning, and I was worried about it last night to the point where I stayed up way too late, but I wasn't directly thinking about it. It was almost like I was trying to. Somebody said something online, and I like this, productive procrastination. I like that. So I do that. And I need to work on that. So when we do inner work in general, you learn about yourself and you want to do better. You can't take on everybody else's formula for success. Sometimes you got to know, well, what will work for you. First of all, you got to know, why are you doing this? Why are we doing productive procrastination? Meaning, oh, let me go find something else to do, because I seriously do that. Um, Instead of going to sleep, or instead of doing some work I'm supposed to be doing. I was like, oh my gosh. But anyway, I was being productive procrastinating on going to sleep last night, and I knew I wasn't, and I'm okay right now, so I might catch up on some rest, because I know I'll be traveling next week. I was worried that, what am I going to do if he doesn't go to this doctor's appointment again? I have to reschedule again, and we had to keep doing this. It's like, I can't keep doing this, right? But we got there. One of the things I'm going to keep record of, and I already knew this, is like, he's much better, in a better mood in general in the mornings. And I'm also going to keep note of how long it's been since he took his 30-day injection. So today is the 16th. I gave him his injection on the 4th, so 12 days in. So this is almost like 2 weeks. 2 weeks in. And he actually gets even better by week 3. So it's like, it's weird. I don't want to tell a doctor about this because I don't want him off of it, but at the same time, I feel like he's getting side effects from the shots the first few days, because remember, he got somebody to dial 911 last week, or the week before. Yeah, when I gave him the shot. The next day, he was at the hospital. And I feel like he was doing that because he had a bad, like, the side effects really bother him. He doesn't like being in pain. Kind of thing. So, yeah. So we got there to the appointment. I was trying to stall for time, trying to drive slow, trying to be easy, engage him in conversation. We started talking. I started telling him about the celebrities I've run into in Atlanta over the years, and talked about some music a little bit. Got him into The Office. I checked it. We got checked in pretty quickly-ish. He might, like, I think when he started seeing people sitting in the waiting room, he started to get a little anxious, because part of it is that he don't know who these people are. He'll get worried, scared. I had to calm him down a little bit. Luckily, we seriously sat for maybe 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes, but it felt like forever, because I was doing all the things I've learned as a teacher to redirect. Don't let them focus in on, like, being in a overtly sensory environment, because the lights are bright and there's all these weird sounds going on, and I could tell he's getting a little bit like amped up a little bit. So I'm just like, oh, redirect, that kind of thing. So that helped a lot. Then we got back to the back. He, got weighed, got back to the back. They took his blood pressure. I looked at his blood pressure. I was like, wow, it's looking really good, the blood pressure. So that kind of told me, again, he's doing okay. He wasn't too nervous, Then, I didn't expect the doctor to come back, because, when we saw her on the 4th, she was fine or whatever. We just needed blood work. But I guess, she came back. We talked a little bit more. I'm glad now that they say that they have this AI recording device or whatever, so we can kind of just talk. They'll summarize the conversation later. So I wanted to make sure I tried to say everything I needed to say for my brother's condition. And yeah, all right, I'm in the wrong lane. I'm on my way to go vote. I'm like, where are you going, girl? All right, so yeah, so I wanted to make sure I said everything I needed to say. I had a feeling, look, she left the room. She went and got, I guess, the charge nurse. I guess that's what they call them, or whatever. And she, we talked to her for a little bit. Then the doctor came in. Then the nurse came back. I was hoping in between, because what happens to my brother in between the times where the people are there, when it's just him and me, it's almost like he changes. It's almost like a personality change. It's weird. It's not too instant, but he is aware that there are people around him that he may or may not know. But when it's just him and me, he's still agitated. I'm not saying that he was perfect. He was still agitated, but he definitely was a little bit more open when it was just him and me. And I was hoping that, okay, oh, they've changed the place. That's interesting. All right, so it used to be the old church, so I guess they're moving it to the other church, the voting place. I like to do early voting, y'all, but I just let this one get away from me this time around. So I'm actually going to my voting station place. All right, so yeah, I was trying to engage him in more conversation to speak up a little bit more, so that maybe that the transcription tool would actually pick up what he's saying. And I was trying to ask him things like, oh, so what else, like on your body hurts, is your muscle hurting, things like that, so that it would, I guess, pick it up and record. But yeah, his whole posture, demeanor changes up a little bit when it was just him and me in the room. And then, like I said, the nurse came back once, and then she left, and then the doctor came in and came back I think 2 different times. So that's where again that happened. Let's see. And so I was starting, I don't think I was getting worried by then. I was just trying to again redirect, keep him engaged in something else rather than just being there, focusing in on that. I was like, you gotta get, I didn't tell him this, but I'm thinking in my brain, he's like, you gotta get this blood work, friend. I cannot keep doing this. So I definitely was trying to be as more open as possible. The doctor did ask me about him seeing somebody, a counselor or a therapist or anything, a talk therapy. I asked her if it was, because quite honestly, he would not engage with somebody if I'm not there. And that's what I've discovered, because I told her about the telemedicine situation that happened also in that week that we, or actually the week before, that he was, I don't want to say combative, but he just wasn't very forthcoming because he didn't know that person. So I feel like I'm still on that. So I need, on my end, maybe do family therapy, look at my health insurance, because that's something that I kind of need to look into for him and me. And that way that might help him a little bit more too. So she was trying to look to see if she can do a referral. And I know she definitely means well with the referrals. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, one of the benefits that we have right now is that this clinic is close to the apartment where he can walk home if he wanted to. It's less than a mile away. He's not gonna freak out. All the other times, if you watch my playlist, by the way, like and subscribe and watch the playlist. It's got almost 100 different videos. If you're looking for some entertainment today, today's the day. Go watch the saga of me and my brother. My brother went missing in 2020. He lost his job, his apartment. He was already diagnosed as bipolar. for several years up until 2020. He was living a regular life, had a job, like I said, job, apartment. He went missing in 2020 when everybody had to go sit home and sit down. And things just went from sideways there. He went missing on and off for almost 3 years. Okay. So again, like and subscribe, watch the playlist. Okay. To learn the saga in real time, as in he was found in 2023. Actually, between me and my cousin, we found him once or twice, and then he would disappear again. And it was hard. It was hard. I'm gonna just be honest. But then 2023, he was found again, and he was taken in through the organization that had him up until 2020, because like I said, he was thriving, he was doing okay, and trying to get him back into the system, but he kept walking. I don't want to say walk away, he kept running away. And we didn't know the extent of what was going on with him mentally and emotionally. He was afraid, basically. And because of his illness, it exasperates anxiety in him. So he was afraid. He didn't want he just was didn't want to be around other people, quite honestly. So when he finally got to the group home that he stayed for almost a year until he went missing again. And that's where I kind of stepped in. So he went missing in September of 2024, as I do the timeline now. I start looking for him. He was missing for 2 weeks. I was so set on, like, there's no way he's going to disappear out of this again. So he had a phone. I had learned how to track him, try to, figure out some kind of way, try to call, try to do like missing persons reports. It was so difficult. I would drive to Birmingham. I live in Atlanta. I would drive to Birmingham, Alabama, which is a 3-hour drive almost. No, 2-hour drive. And then go to work the next day. Okay, so I would leave work, and I work as a teacher. I would leave work, drive to Birmingham. I did that a few times where I would just, like, I don't have a plan, or maybe I had a plan. I did meet up with my cousin once, who she was super helpful throughout the whole process anyway. So we would do a search. I would, be random or whatever. I don't know. But finally he called me. And again, I've talked about this in the playlist, so please watch the playlist. He called me in the middle of the night once. And I'm in Atlanta. He's in Birmingham. He's video calling for help. And I'm like, call so-and-so back at the group home. And I'm like, just dial the number. And he was again, I didn't know at the time, he was too mortified, too afraid to do it. To save his own life. And I was highly frustrated because he was like, can you come and get me? And I'm like, it's in the middle of the night. It's like 12:30 at night, my time, which was, actually, no, it was 1:30 my time, and it was 12:30 their time. And I was like, I would have to go through a national forest on a 2-lane highway through mountains and forest to get to you. And I'm like, all you had to do was call somebody that was only 20 minutes away, and they would come and help you. And he wouldn't do that. And I was just like, oh, I was highly frustrated. But again, I still didn't know the extent of the situation for him. But here we are now, 2026. He's finally had what I feel like a pretty successful doctor's visit this morning. He got his blood work done. We'll get the results later, probably tomorrow or the next day. They're pretty fast with that. Just to check up on his blood work because of the medication that he takes. And what's next? Again, trying to get a talk therapist. So that's, again, back on me, back on trying to get that work done. And let me make sure I have my ID out, because I'm going to go vote. Go vote. Yeah, vote. And they say they don't want cell phones in there, so I'm fine with not having a cell phone. Um, so yeah, if you are having runoffs, those are so important. I mean, I'm starting another channel to talk about productive procrastination. I have a music channel. I'm a musician. I'm missing out on a Europe trip this year summer because last summer I went and I was like, I'm not missing this. But this summer I just need to regroup. I need to work on building my songbook, my library of songs that I have. But I'm a solo artist and I'm in a band. This is Nerd Queen. Go to that channel, Nerd Queen. I think our band has a YouTube channel, but we have Instagram, we got Facebook, but Black Fox, and this is our latest CD release. We're working on new songs. We already have the songs from England that we went to. We went to England last summer. Those songs are being mastered, and that's the final step. That's why the rest of the band, or not everybody's going back, but at least 3 people are going back. 2 or 3 people are going back. I've got 7 people in our band are going back this summer to work on the mastering and things like that. They asked me, and I was like, I said yes at first, but then I said no because of this whole war situation with Iran. And I'm like, yeah, I can't take the chance of not coming back anytime soon. And the price of, care for my brother, that's the other thing. I'm trying to see what all else can he get for his situation. Like, I would love to have a like a what you call it, home health or a nurse aide or something like that. I need a social worker. That's again back on me. These things I don't know about. All right, so I'm gonna go. Um, but things are fine. I'm happy. He got his blood work done. He went and made himself some breakfast. I watched him sort of do that. Um, and yeah, celebrate. I told him you got an A+ today, my guy. A+ as a teacher. A++. We did it. All right. But like I said, check out our music. I lead sing on 3 of these from out of here. Bring Your Fire is a rocker, honey. Let's see what else is Sacred. I'm on. I did pretty well on that, I guess. Um, what else? Goodbye This Time is more of a wistful kind of dreamy song or whatever. But yeah. Yeah, we're on Instagram, Black Fox at ATL. Big Yella. Okay. All right. I gotta go. I gotta vote. We gotta save the country. We gotta at least save Georgia, y'all. Something we gotta save everybody. All right. And cover it. Thanks for watching, y'all. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you. And yeah, I have a music channel, and I'll probably have a geopolitical type channel starting soon. Yeah, real talk. All right. Thanks, friends. Bye. Gotta go.